So alright everyone, welcome to this amazing video. My name is Adish and in this video we're gonna be talking about why is it important everyone for you to get started now. Because when you do it, you can secure 80 plus marks in the subject of AFM in the coming attempt of Jan 2025 exam. This video everyone will have a complete guidance, the complete detailed strategy on how should you be approaching AFM for Jan 2026 attempt, and that will be in full English language. Alright, so let us very well get started. Sir, what about the past exam papers of last 2 to 3 attempts? I can say September 25 exam and May 25 exams were below average, from easy to average. Most of the questions that institute asked were already seen. There were a few questions which were new, tricky but manageable. In fact, I talk about theory questions and MCQs, even they were manageable. They were even something which has already seen by the students somewhere in our question bank. And the paper, well, in general manageable, even when I talk about its length. Alright, sir, what is your expectation now from the coming paper of Jan 26? Let me tell you one simple thing. Even if the paper has easy expectation or low expectation, we never compromise when we plan it for our class students. The way we take our batches, we never compromise in our preparation because our expectation is to prepare for the paper which is at this level. So now I am going to prepare you, show you the strategy which will prepare you to this level so that irrespective of whatever be the exam level, you are able to crack it, right? In terms of expectation for the coming paper, I think that institute may ask relatively difficult paper than the previous two attempts, which means more difficult than Jan 2000 and May 2000, September 2025 attempt, right? But sir, when you say difficult, what do you mean? Is the institute going to ask the questions which are already seen but tough in nature, or institute, is it that institute is going to ask the newer question? Sir, in my understanding, there is a higher possibility that institute is going to ask you the newer questions. But you know what is the problem? Problem is institute is not able to frame new correct question. In the attempt of November 24, so far as I can remember, institute asked everyone in the class many new questions. Most of them were tricky in the sense that most of them were reverse calculation based, right? For which we do prepare in the class. But while creating those new questions, two questions or more than two questions, institute asked where the data itself was missing. Institute did not realize that they ended up not giving the discounting rate. How would a student do the present value of future cash flows? Yes. So institute may ask new question, but that is subject to the ambiguities. But yeah, we should prepare ourselves for all such possibilities, and I'll very quickly share with you how do you prepare ourselves for it. Yes, so let's get started. Boss, why do we start? Why do we need to start now? Because the amount of efforts we'll have to put in, the number of revisions we will have to do, the clarity of concept we'll have to achieve, all those things will take time, and it is really the high time to get started. Yes, sir, what should be the things we have to take care if you want to achieve this target score of 80 plus? Because when you do it, you can say that the probability of you clearing the group due to aggregate will be almost 100%. Yes, I mean almost 100%. Unless you are not able to secure 40 plus in a subject, there would be a rare chance that you will fail due to aggregate. Yes, sir, let me now share with you the set of things you should be taking care of. Sir, before you start, you have to make sure that your material is very correct. The material is very comprehensive, it is complete. Yes, sir, when I say complete in terms of concepts, it should cover all the concepts there in the study material. When it comes to questions, it should have the questions from all the institute's publications, whether it is a study material or RTP or MTP or exam paper, or I can say their website, Board of Studies portal, anywhere, right? So everything for the attempt of Jan 26, everything till MTP of Jan 26 should be covered by you, which means it should also include the exam paper of September 25. It should include the RTP MTP of Jan 26. All right. Sir, what I have to offer for you guys is two things. First, the out notes. Second, the out scanner. I'll super ultra fast show you both of these notes. These are available on the Telegram channel, right? I will talk to the team to make them available even on the website. Sir, let me show that to you. The out notes and the out scanner, the same notes that we use for our regular batch, for our exam oriented batch, and even for the power batch. Sir, super ultra fast, please look at this. These are our amazing out notes, where all the concepts are being taught to you in tables, diagrams, chart structure, which makes your first time learning easy, which makes your retention strong, which makes your revision super fast. Yes, it's easier to revise a chart as compared to the text. Only condition is that you should be able to understand it first, for which also I have my plans I'll share with you. So these are the out notes which are comprehensive. Beyond these notes, you won't be needed to cover even a single concept from anywhere. This is all you have to do. Yes, this was the sample of our unique out notes. Now I'll take you to the out scanner. You must be wondering, sir, why are there so many charts? Because a lot of students have studied AFM such that they barely get to see the charts. Most of it is text and formulas. So anyways, that was more because of the chapter was portfolio management. Despite that, anything that we study, you can have an example. Anything that we study is more in terms of diagrams and less in terms of text. This particular page has so many definitions. But the way we learned it is such that you don't have to mug up even a single one. Yes, now I'll show you the out scanner. The question bank, everyone in the class that we refer, has compilation of RTPs, MTPs, exam papers, study material, website, everywhere. Every relevant question for Jan 26 attempt has been updated in this particular book, right? Along with the source, along with the solution which is better presented than official solutions. Sir, why have you changed the solution? Will the marks not be deducted? Obviously not. The solution which they give, on the same line we have made the solution better for your understanding. So that you realize I have tried to make all the solutions standardized. So that same question you don't have to look at two different solutions. You can follow the same solution for same questions where it can get you marks. Without compromising in the marks, you get the solutions. Right? Most important and again unique. Along with the question, each question has a QR code. If you scan this QR code, you get to hear, you get to watch the video solution of this question as many times, anytime that you want. Which means, suppose you are doing a particular question, you are not able to recollect what is the treatment of this particular thing, what is this hidden adjustment, what is this tricky point, what is this ambiguity, all such things can be answered in the video that you see. Having said that, I have tried to make the notes as comprehensive as possible. For example, wherever I think that something which is ambiguous or tricky or you may find it difficult to understand, I've put a self note with respect to such thing. For example, here I feel that okay, something is ambiguous, something is illogical, put a self note so that your logics remain intact. At the same time, you know that okay, in the exam what I have to do to get the marks for the sake of marks. Right? So these are the example of out notes and out scanner that we follow in the class. They are complete, comprehensive, correct, and are the same notes that a regular batch students refer. Sir, out scanner, as of now that we have, it is all updated till September 25 exam paper. Since RTP, MTP of Jan 26 are not yet out, I have obviously not incorporated those questions, but you won't have to worry about it. I have plans. How do I incorporate them? Sir, this is available in soft copy. Soft copy, which means free downloading, no charges. We need to make sure that everything that you need to make that dream of 80 plus happen in the exam is available for you. Another option is that you can buy the hard copy, because anyways it is more or less equal to the printing cost, no profit motive. But one advantage in the hard copy is that QR code facility of scanning the QR code you automatically get when you purchase a hard copy. You don't have to pay additionally for it. For soft copy, with soft copy you don't get any such QR code scanning facility. However, if you want to refer to only question and the solution, the soft copy is there for you. Right. Now the next very important thing which a lot of students miss on is the conceptual clarity. I mean, right material is an obvious part, but the main thing you have to focus on is the conceptual clarity. Sir, when you revise the concept, you should understand them very logically. You should make sure that only understanding the concept won't work. It is also very much needed to be able to retain them to an extent. Correct? Sir, how will the retention work? First time understanding that clarity happens through the lectures that you watch, the way that teacher has delivered to you the concept. If you think that your concepts are already really well, that's great, absolute. You have saved a lot of time. However, if you think that somewhere I'm lacking with the concept, then I have the solutions to offer to you. Sir, I'll talk about it. But before that, let me tell you how will the retention of such concepts happen, especially when I explained to you, showed to you the outnotes, you know that when things are there in this colorful format, in this flowchart timeline driven formats, when things are there in the form of images, it's easy to retain an image as compared to text. Yes, which is why I'm saying you can refer to the outnotes. Sir, what about the clarity you were talking about? If you have the needed clarity, it's really great. However, if you think that you are missing on such clarity, not only clarity on the concepts, clarity on a question that you solve, then at this moment we stand at a point where we have sufficient time to make them really stronger, make the preparation, like boost our preparation through this small duration power batch. Right? This 70 hour, 75 hour, I must say, batch will give you the needed conceptual clarity, will give you the needed confidence for your exam, the complete understanding of the questions that we do in the class. Yes, this batch, the details I don't want to enter into what this batch has in this video. In the description, I'm attaching the link to the power batch video which will explain what miracles can this batch do to you. Now, this particular thing is extremely important. I want to tell you the approach that you should have while gaining that clarity of concept. The most important thing for exam which may ask to you new questions, which is my expectation for Jan 26 exam is, right, at least 4 to 5 new questions I'm expecting. At least it may go to even 6-7 questions, but at least 4 to 5 questions I'm expecting institute will ask new. How do you prepare for those things? Obviously through power batch, but at your own you should always be able to remember one thing. Sir, when you read concept, you understand it really well, but at the same time your approach should be not just to understand the concept but to be able to ensure its applicability in the question. Agreed? Now when you go to question, the approach of solving that question, not only to solve that particular question, but to be able to learn that what all new things this question has taught to me, which all concepts question has taught to me, that now based on those things, if institute asks any question, even the newer one, even the tricky one, I should be capable of solving such question. Yes. So objective is not to arrive at the answer of this particular question, but the objective is learn everything that question tries to teach, because with that approach only you are capable of solving newer questions. That's only when your brain evolves, your thinking process evolves, thought process evolves. Correct? So when you do questions, think of the concepts it has tried to teach to you. When you do concepts, think of how would you apply that concept in the question. This interrelated things between the concept and the question actually is the right approach which will prepare you for everything. Yes? Now I talk to you about the revisions. Now is the time when you revise. The approach for the revision is this. The retention of concept is this. If you have this, if you already have this, right, then what should be the things? Obviously, revision of questions is extremely important. Because just knowing the concept won't get you through the exam. Knowing the concept is okay, but application of those in the question is really important. So ultimately, revising question is important, but not limited to revising the questions. It is actually revising concepts through questions. The question will automatically get revised, but more importantly, that concept that you need to apply should get revised through that question. So you revise concept, you solve the question, but what is the approach for solving the question is this. Yes. Now, sir, how many revisions and in what manner, what coverage, how much return, how much on the calculator we should do? Sir, other than classes, classes is never your revision. Other than your classes, your first revision should try to cover 90 to 95% questions. Which means all those questions which are very rare, which you find extremely difficult, which are extremely lengthy, that sir, even if the institute asks it in the exam, we won't be able to do it. Such lengthy questions you all may skip. It's good to do 90% of the things having 95% weightage. Sir, that's a smart way of doing things, right? So 90 to 95 coverage you should have first time when you revise. And most importantly, 75% of that should be in the return manner and 25% of it on the calc. Because this 75% will make sure that you know how to present, which is very important, and this 25 will make sure that you know how to do it. You are getting at the answer, just that you are not writing it. Yes, I am not asking you to verbally revise it, I am asking you to do it on the calculator. Because you know, people take it lightly. If you ask me, sir, I have time, do I do it 100% in the return manner? I'll specifically say no, because you don't realize the importance of being able to solve the question on the calculator. It evolves your imagination power. When I ask you to not write the question in the notebook, what will you do? Try to imagine the solution in your brains. Once you develop that skill, it really helps you where? In the exam hall. In the exam hall, you look at the question. Sir, before starting to solve the question, what is the first thing you do? Sir, you try to first imagine the solution in your mind, that okay, this is how this working note, then this working note, then this, and then final this tabular presentation and this tabular presentation, and ultimately the conclusion. This imagination also need practice, which happens when you solve it on the calc. Yes, but that's just 25% of the things. Now sir, in your second revision, 60% of the things you should cover. You should redo. Sir, what about those 25-35% things you are asking us to skip? Please listen to me. While doing these 95% question, you all should obviously mark the questions which were very easy, which were very basic, obvious, right? And those questions, if you are able to do in the first revision at your own without any help, which means it brings to you the confidence that sir, you are able to do those questions at home. They are easy in nature, which means you would obviously be to do them in the exam hall, right? So those easy, basic, obvious nature of questions you skip and you try to now focus on other rest of the 60% of the curriculum questions. Right. Now, very important thing that you have to implement in second revision. If you are able to implement it in the first revision, it's good, but most importantly, you should at least implement it in the second revision. Now, when you revise it for the second time, now the approach should be to be able to solve those 60% question without looking at them. It is a revision. You deserve to look at the solution first and then solve it, but I am to give you the task of not looking at the solution and then solving them. Because and don't expect that you'll be able to solve everything, but it will do a very important thing. First, it will make your brain capable of recollecting things. Second, it will make your brain capable of, solve a question without looking at the solution. Because generally when you revise, you look at the solution, you solve it, you find a comfort zone. In the exam, it never happens. In the exam, you start to find that discomfort because you didn't have that habit of solving the solution, solving the question without looking at the solution. Let's develop that habit in second revision. Sir, it will most importantly help while solving those 60% question. You'll be able to identify those questions which you could solve at your own without any help, without any literal zero help. When you identify those questions, you can skip those for your third revision. You can eliminate those for your third revision. So that way, at this in your second revision, you solve 60% of the question where 50 return 50 on the calci. We need to save time. Then, sir, in your third revision, do you realize you have already skipped for your third revision the questions that you don't need to do? Because you did them in your second revision at your own without any help. So in your third revision, you have to do only 40% of the things. Now you'll be left with only those things which are tricky, in which there is a hidden adjustment, in which you end up making some mistake, which has some kind of ambiguity, which has a formula to be remembered. So you want to revise it till the end so that you are able to remember that formula. All those 40% questions are left with you, in which only 25% you have to do in writing, because you have sufficient written practice. You are now confident of the presentation. Now 75% of them will be on the calculator, because now we need to make sure that you are able to arrive at the answer. Correct? Everyone in the class? Sir, that's how your third revision will be, and you can say these third revision questions will be your LDRs actually, which you have to refer to the last day. In fact, from this third revision question, if you all want, you may skip a few questions which you think that now I am comfortable, on the last day I won't need to refer to them. Yes, they will be your own LDRs, self-created, the very effective than any faculty ever give you, including me. Right? This is the correct approach for the revisions. Now, what I have for you, I'll be coming up with the revision videos which will have the clarity of concepts explained in the class, which will also have the questions solved in the class in those videos. So I have the plans to come up with the revision videos. Sir, then I will also give you this file called as new question by ICI. Sir, this file has compilation of all the new question asked by institute in any of its publication, RTP, MTP, exam paper, study material, anywhere. So in the last 5 attempts, all new questions asked by the institute, including MCQs, compiled in this particular file. So suppose that you had purchased my lectures 1 year back, 2 years back, or you had been referring my question bank which you bought in the last to last attempt, or if you buy the latest question bank, you don't have to worry. Along with the lectures or the books that you have, the material that you have, along with that material, one single file and you will be all ready for your attempt. Because this file has the compilation, that too attempt wise. If you think that your book has everything till September, say May 25 question, exam paper, then whatever is released after that has been there in this file category wise. That okay, this is a new question of MTP 25, this is new question of September 25 exam, this is new question of Jain 26 RTP, then MTP. You refer to those particular questions. I'll try to also upload a video for this, and you are all ready for your exams. Maybe not more than 10 questions you'll have to look at, and you'll be done for your attempt, ready for your attempt. Now, I'll also try to take the theory marathon. It was taken in the previous attempt, but that was in English language. I'll try to now take it in full English language. Sir, you will create your own LDRs. That's the best thing you can do. If you are for any reason not able to, I'll try to share the LDRs from my side. LDR will never reflect to you what doesn't come in what will come in the exam, but they will reflect to you the things which have higher probability of being asked in the exam, right? Ultimately, the element of luck in the LDR significantly remains, which is why this approach is really, a thorough one. Now, sir, last, I will also give you the PDF which has MCQs. Basically, I don't need to practically give you a PDF separately for MCQs and theory, right? The theory and MCQ PDF is all there in the outnotes and outscanner that I talked about. Outnotes have theory which is all updated, better presented, institutes language. In fact, the questions that were being asked in the past, they have also been added before that particular theory topic, so that you just have to not only do the theory but also look at the questions that can be asked from this particular topic. I'll show you an example, it's needed actually. Look at the latest theory notes, right? For example, I know that this is a particular question that institute may ask. I never like to follow question answer based approach. It creates a box in your brain that okay, this is how institute asks the question. No. Try to understand the thing. Try to understand the flow of the chapter. But along with the flow, you should also be clear with what kind of questions institute may ask. For that, we have this particular thing, everyone. Sir, after you are done with the topic, you can then figure out what kind of question institute are asking from it. And then try to think your brain that, okay, if I hear this question, if I read this question, am I able to think of this particular topic as its answer? Are you finding the answer to be logical based on the question that institute asks? That will really help you. Right? Again, the theory notes are comprehensive, includes everything, including the new updations institute has made in May 25 attempt, May 24 attempt, the new study material released. Right? Fine. Because for Jain 26, that is what is applicable. Coming back. So, sir, this is what I am going to offer to you. Right now, what is almost ready are these two things, this and this. Most importantly, sir, we have just started with the power batch, so that live experience of power batch is out of the imagination. You won't realize with every day when you attend it live, your clarity of concepts take the push, your preparation for the exam take the boost. Sir, the confidence which is needed to solve the practical question, you have it because every day you get it. Yes, so this live experience has just started. If you are not okay with the live, then recorded is anyways there. But live, sir, just 3 live lectures have taken place so far, and Monday onwards will be consistent. So you still have the time to watch those lectures, join live by completing the backlog, and you will observe the difference in your learning for the subject. Yes, so now bringing it back. These things are already there in place. These things I am planning to come up as we go ahead. Right? Last, if you want to really succeed in your 80+ mark strategy, then very important thing you all need to do is to appear for at least 2 mocks. It make you exam ready irrespective of whatever level of conceptual clarity, knowledge, question coverage you have. How smartly are you able to manage? How courageously are you able to manage those 3 hours of exam decides your results, which is why the mocks. Yes. So this was everyone in the class, the guidance video from my side, right? I'll update the certain links in the description of this video. Link for the soft copy of Outnotes, link for the latest soft copy of Outscanner, link to purchase the hard copy of Outscanner, link for the power batch. Then these links, they are not ready as I'll come up with them now, right? Please stay tuned to this channel, subscribe it, you will get further updates as I come through it. Yes. So thank you so much people for watching up this video. This is the time. If we get started now, we can really make it 80+. Sir, the plan is really amazing. Now, if you execute it really well, it can happen. You can make it happen. Alright. So thank you so much people for watching up this video. I'll see you again in the next video. If you liked it, kindly press the like button. Kindly hit the like button. Alright. See you all everyone. Thank you so much.